Thank you. Now I request our chief guest, Dr. Rajan Badwe, sir, to address the audience and guidance.
Dignitaries and lawyers and friends and deans that are here. It is indeed a privilege to be here, and it has been a bigger privilege to be in the precincts in the region of PAREL for the last over 50 years. I've been here either on this side of the road or the other side of the road. And it feels so much to be at home, and the warmth that you feel when you come in here. When Dr. Supe told me, of course, Supe is my batchmate, my classmate, my roommate. So many things we have done together. That when he told me that I should be here, I said I don't deserve to be here like this. But when I had the privilege of going through this and some sneak peek into the book, and I found that there is so much that has happened in this institute with a kind of legacy which has maintained itself preeminent for so many years. There are many institutes that will complete 100 years, but to remain in eminence all through is a feat that very few institutions can do. I feel privileged to be the alumnus of such an institute. When I went through this cursorily, of course not in great details, I found that I should immediately utilize what I have learned in this place to make some mnemonics. Whatever is to be remembered has to be converted into something simple. And I found that all these deans that have gone through, and I had the privilege of knowing at least 12 out of these 19 deans, that all these deans have done something, and if you could get that into a mnemonic, and I found deans is the best mnemonic that can come out of it. Deans stood for directions that each of the dean has given to the institute, that it remained preeminent all throughout, changing the directions based on the needs of the time. He stood for education, of course the best. I don't think there is any other college that gives the kind of education. I'm sorry to say, you are not from education, but you are from JJ, which is a rival for us. The only other institute that we compare is probably AIMS. But having said that, I also find that creating evidence, creating new evidence, understanding evidence is another area which has been covered to a great extent in introducing newer procedures and again remaining important in society, so that if there is anybody who falls ill in city of Mumbai, they would come to this place to understand at least one opinion, to understand what would be the best that can be done. Before I go on to it, there was something that I wanted to share, which I learned extremely well, not just from the deans, but from my teachers, which has kept me going for so many years, is empathy. Something that probably, when I went out of this institute, I found in many parts, whether it was England or USA, lacking completely. I can't forget, after full day of outpatient, by the time the OPD got over by about 3 o'clock, going on the rounds and understanding that here is a patient who is on 4th day of his laparotomy and may get on to orals. And the head of the unit, getting down onto the knees, coming to the level of the face of the lying down patient and asking, Shira Khashi? I was very hungry at that time. No food. I can't forget Dr. Samshi. No. So what I wanted to convey is that is embodied in what AM stands for. That E is for that empathy. A is for access for funds. Deans after deans have got fairly large amount of funds that have sustained itself, creating newer facilities within the existing building and creating new buildings. I also get to know that so many new buildings are coming up now. I would like to give one additional suggestion. Please create a private hospital within KU and let all private hospitals get run for their money by giving the best treatment. The last, which I find is greatly important when I went through this, is that every dean after dean has understood what was the national perspective of education, what needs to be changed, and how it has happened, which has made again the best of the education institutes in India. And finally, something which is quite nascent at the moment and can be exploited further is, since deans are included, S stood for societal involvement. I find that there are lots of societal areas which are very keen to go and do something for the medical colleges and the hospitals that we run, so that finally the society feels that they have a stake in it, not just municipal corporation and taxpayer. That's the time we will have the whole spectrum of society being treated under one roof. And this lopsided way of delivery of care, that this is a poor man's place and that's a rich man's place, should be wiped off, since I find that that's not sustainable at all. Finally, I'm very happy that we have this book so that we read this and don't repeat. Don't condemn ourselves to repeat the same mistakes that were done earlier, but build upon it as much as possible. Thank you very much.